Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 5 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab. Scroll down to grade 3 and then click on view all lessons. So there you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter divide decimals. And the lessons and the chapter we're going to cover today is divide decimals. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well, right? So let's just start with the first lesson, that is divide. Okay, so what do you know about the decimals? What are the decimals? So decimal numbers, you can note down the definition. I'm going to write the definition of the decimals on the board. So decimals are one of the type of numbers which has a whole number and the fractional part. Separated by a decimal point. So here is the definition of the decimals, right? Decimals are one of the type of numbers, right? We have different types of numbers. So decimals are one of the type which has a whole number and the fractional part separated by the decimal point, right? That means that has two parts. For example, you have 17.59, right? That is the whole number. This is the decimal point and 59 is the fractional part, right? Okay, so we're going to start with the lesson we're going to work. We are working on is divide decimals, right? So basically, we have to see how do we divide decimals. So let's just start with the very first lesson. The first lesson on the chapter is divide by powers of 10, right? Let's just see how do we divide any decimal by 10, right? The lesson we're going to start with is divide by powers of 10. Okay, so let's just start with an example. For example, you have 6,932 divided by 10, right? So to dividing by a power of 10 means you have to move the decimal point to the left one place for each zero. Here you are just dividing by 10, right? 10 has only one zero. That means you have to move decimal point one place left. Now the decimal point is here, right? It is like this. Either you write decimal point or you do not write the decimal point. That's exactly same. You have to move decimal point. You have to move decimal point one place left. That means you have to move from here to here. That would be 639.2, right? That means you have to that means you have to move decimal point only one place left because 10 has only one zero. Hello everyone. Okay, let's just do another example. The other example is 9 divided by 10. So which is the correct option? 0 0.9, 0 0.009. Which option is the correct one? Excuse me. Which is the correct option? 9 divided by 10 equals, you have to move decimal point. 10 has only one zero, right? You have to move decimal point one place left. 9 is like this. You have to move decimal point from here to here, so it would be 0 0.9, right? Okay. The next example is you have to do 33,972 divided by 100. So how do you divide? Hello, no one is answering. 10 has two zeros, right? That means you have to move decimal point two places left. You have to, it right now decimal point is here. You have to move two places left, so it would be moved from here to here. That would be 339.72, right? That would be 339.72, right? Okay, for example, the next one is you have 5,452 divided by 1000. So how do you divide? Which is the correct option? How do you divide? Here you have three zeros, right? So you have to move decimal point how many places? You have to move decimal point three places left. Right now decimal point is here. So you have to move three places left. So it would be from 1, 2, 3. You have to move three places, so it would be here 5.452. Right? Very good. Okay. Patch. Okay. So we'll do practice questions later, right? So the next lesson is decimal division patterns over increasing place values, right? Let's just see how do we divide when increasing place values, right? So for example, let me just write down the lesson name. Decimal division over increasing place values. Okay, so for example, you have 120.07 divided by what number equals 1.2007? 1200.7 divided by what number equal 12.007? That is a decimal point, right? Okay, 12007 divided by what number equals 120.07? 120070 divided by what number equals 1200.7? Okay, so basically that is the patterns are like this, right? Okay, so how do we divide them? You just have to see the movement of the decimal point. Here decimal point is here, but in the answer it is moved from here to here, two places left move. It is moved by two places left, right? That means it is divided by the 100, right? Very good. Okay, the decimal point is here and it is moved two places left. Again, that means it is divided by 100, right? You just have to see the movement of decimal point. Here the decimal point is here, but again 2 points left, so that means it is divided by the 100. So from here it is it is moved from here to here. Again, that means it moved 2 points, 2 decimal points. So that means it is, you have that it is divided by the 100, right? Is there any question you can ask if you have any? Otherwise, I'm going to start with another example. If you have any question, you can please ask. Okay, so the other example is, the second one is 10. No, the decimal point moved from here to here. That is a decimal point actually. Is it? This is 100 here. Decimal point is moved 2 places left. Araya, you just have to see the movement of decimal point, right? When you divide a number, decimal number by the 100, that means basically you skip the lesson I discussed earlier, right? Just listen to me carefully. For example, you have to divide one, you have to divide 125 by 10, right? Here you have just one zero. Basically, the number of zeros you patch. What's wrong with you? You want to stay here or no? Behave yourself, okay? I can see all your messages. Okay, so basically 125 divided by 10, 10 has only one zero. That means you have to move decimal point one place left. So here the decimal point is, right now the decimal point is here. You have to move one place left, so it would be then 12.5, right? And for example, if you have to divide 125 by 100, so you have two zeros here. That means you need to move decimal point 2 places left. So it is moved from here to here. So it would be 1.25, right? So this is the concept same we have used here. Basically, you are given this part. You have to miss 10. This part is missing. You have to calculate the, find the missing part, right? Okay, so that is 120.07. Just look at here. Just notice the movement of decimal point. So you have decimal point is moved from here to here. That means it is moved 2 points left, right? That means that would be 1.2007. So in every section, you can see decimal point is moved just 2 point left. So it would be then they are dividing by 100, right? Okay, let's just see another example from the same lesson. The next example is 460.35 divided by the missing number, that equals 4.6035. Then you have 4603.5 divided by the missing number, and that equals 46.035. Then you have 46035 divided by the missing number, and that equals 460.35. Then you have 460350 divided by the missing number, and that equals 4603.5. So what number is missing? Which number is missing? Just look at the movement of decimal point. Here decimal point is after 0 and it is moved 2 point left. So that means it is divided by which number is missing? It is divided by 100 because decimal point is moved from here to here, just 2 points left, right? Okay, then it is between 3 and 5 and again 2 places left. That means that would be divided by 100, isn't it? Yes, again the decimal point is 100. So for all of them it is 100, right? Basically this is the pattern, you just have to calculate the missing values, right? Okay, we'll do practice questions for this lesson later today. Let's just see the next lesson. The next lesson from the same chapter is mm, division with decimal quotients, right? Let's just see how do we divide with decimal quotients. Division with decimal quotients. Let's just start with an example. Okay, you have to divide 644 by 8. How do you divide? It's okay, you guys, please focus on the lesson we are working on. You have to use the long division method, right? So start with long division, you have to count 8 until 64. So 8 times 8 is 64, right? 64 minus 64 is 0. The next digit we have is 4. 8 it is. 644 it is. Okay. Now you cannot divide 8 by 4, right? Because 4 is smaller than 8. So you have to put a decimal point over here and 0 over here, right? So 8 times what number is 40? 8 times 5 is 40. So that means Foma, you're also too smart. I'm going to hide you from the channel. Stop sharing your information here. I'm going to block you on the channel. You guys are here to learn, so focus on the learning. I know I am too smart because I'm your teacher. Let's just do another example. The other example is 131 divided by 5. This is a platform for learning, not to share your information here. So start with 13. You have to count a table of 5 until you get 13. So 5 times 2 is 13. You guys are just wasting your time and also the others' time. You cannot divide 3 by 5. Let's just bring 1 down. So you have to now count 5 until 31. So 5 times 6 is 30. 31 take away 30 is you have to 1. Now you have to put decimal point over here and 0 over here. And 5 times 2 makes 10. Right? So that is 26.2. Right? Okay, now we're going to see how do we do decimal rounding. So let's just go through. Division with decimal quotients and rounding. Let's just see how do we round off the numbers, right? division with decimal quotients and rounding, right? So, for example, you have to divide 75 by 8, right? You have to divide and round your answer to the nearest tenth. So, how do we divide? Hold on. Just do long division and then we'll see how to round off the numbers, right? Okay. You cannot do 7 is less than 8, right? So you have to count 8 until 75. So 8 times 9 is 72. You can go for 8 times 7. 8 times 9. 8 times 9 is 72. So 75 minus 72 is 3. Now put a decimal point over here and 0 over here. 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times 3 is 24, right? So 30 minus 24 is 6. So because you already have decimal point, you can put another 0. So 8 times 8, 7 is 56. 60 minus 56 is 4. And 8 times 5 is 40, right? So it would be 9.375. You have to round off the number to the nearest tenth. The very first position right after decimal is the 10th position, right? So just look at the next one. You have 7 here. 7 is greater than 5. You know how to round off the number. The concept is exactly same, right? So 7 is greater than 5. That means you have to round up. So it would be rounded off to 9.4. Got it? Okay, the next one is 3 divided by 8. And you have to round off to the nearest tenth. Okay, let's just divide 3 by 8, right? How do we divide? 3 is less than 8, we cannot divide, right? So you have to put a decimal point over here and 0 over here. So 8 times what number is 30? We can go for 8 times 3 is 24. Okay. 8 times 3 is 24. You can put a 0 over here. 8 times 7 is 56. And 8 times 5 is 40. So it is 0.375. You have to round off the number to the nearest tenth. So that would be the number that is at the 10th position, right? The next one is 7. 7 is greater than 5, so you have to round up, so it would be rounded off to 0.4, right? Okay, let's just start with the lesson. Let's just do practice questions, right? Okay. The first one is divide by powers of 10. Let's just start with the test questions. Okay, 1 divided by 100. Which is the correct option? Option 1 or option 2? Which is the correct option? 100 has two zeros. That means you have to move decimal point. How many places left? Two places left, right? So the correct option is option number 1 is the correct option. Very good. Because you have to move decimal point two places left. So it would be 0.01. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, the next one is 9 divided by 10. So which is the correct option? Which option is the correct one? You have to divide by 10. Just one decimal place, right? That means you have to move decimal point one place left. So which is the correct option? Very good, that is 0.9. Okay, 954 divided by 10. So which is the correct option? Yes, you have to move decimal point one place left. So that would be 95.4. Option number one is the correct option. Very good, everyone. Okay, 33,972 divided by 100. So which is the correct option? You have to move decimal point. The correct option is you have to move decimal point two places left. So that would be 33 point. No, not option number one. Just two places left you have to move. So that would be 339.72. The correct option is 339.72, right? Okay, 8 divided by 10 equals. Yes, that is 0.8. You just have to move decimal point one place left. So that would be 0.8, right? 0.8 it is. You have to move one place left. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. You have to divide it by the, that is, just look at the board. 8 divided by 10, right? That means you have only one zero. You have to move one place left. So decimal point is like this right now. You have to move one place left. It would be 0.8. The correct option is 0.8. Okay, the next lesson is decimal division patterns over increasing place values. Okay, so just 460.35 divided by what number equals 4.606035? Basically, you just have to notice the movement of decimal point and you can see which number they are dividing by. Hold on. Okay, the decimal point is after 0, right? And it is moved from here to here. How many places left it is moved? Two places left, right? That means it is divided by 100. Now look at the other one. Decimal point is after 3. And from 3 it is moved from here to here. Again, how many places decimal places moved? Two decimal places. Again, that would be 100. So for all of them it is 100. So the correct option is 100. That means they all are divided by 100 because they all have decimal point moved two places left, right? Okay, what number divided by 10 equals 82.14? Then by 100, by 1000, and then by 10,000. Okay, just look at this one. Here you have 82.4. When you divide by 10, that means decimal point moved one place left, right? So it is moved one place left. That means the point, decimal point, it is 821.4, right? Then by 100, decimal point is moved two places left. That means it is 821.4. Then by 1000, decimal place is moved 3. So they all are 821.4. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? Araya, Araya, which language is it? So that is option number 1. Okay, complete the pattern. 120.07 divided by what number equals 1.2007? Which is the correct option? The correct option is they all are divided by 100. So the correct option is 100. Okay, 9108. Which option is the correct one? Just look at the question carefully. The correct option is they all are dividing by 1000, right? Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, which is the correct option? You have to move decimal point. Option number 1 is the correct option, right? Okay, choose complete the pattern, which is the correct option. Yes, that is option number 1. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. Okay, the next one is division with decimal quotient. So let's just start with the lesson. That is a long division method, so be quick, right? Okay, divide. Give the exact answer, written as a decimal. Okay, which is the correct option? You have to divide 8 by 5. Which option is the correct one? Okay, let's just divide 8 by 5. 5 times 1 is 5. So 8 take away 5 is 3, right? You can put a decimal point over here and 0 over here. So 5 times what number is 30? 5 times 6 is 30. So that is 1.6. The correct option is 1.6. So that is 1.6. Got it? The correct option is 1.6. The second one is the correct option. Okay, the next one is 704 point divided by 5. Let's just divide. 704 divided by 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Bring 4 down. And you cannot divide, so just put a decimal point over here and 0. It would be 5 times 8 is 40. Now I think that is 140.8. Yes, 140.8. We can go for 5 times 0 here. 5 times 0 is 0. Then we have 4 and we then bring, that would be 140.8, right? The correct option is 140.8. Okay, 1 divided by 2, which is the correct option? That would be 0.5, right? Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let's just see division with decimal quotients and roundings. We know how to divide, just we have to go through how to round off the numbers. Let's just do some of the examples, right? Okay, 6 divided by 40, you have to round to the nearest tenth. So which is the correct option, 1 or 2? That would be option number 2, right? It is rounded off to 6.7. Option number 2 is the correct option. Okay, 80 divided by 3, you have to round off to the nearest tenth. So which is the correct option? The correct option is the correct option is the second one. 26.7 is the correct option, right? Okay, which is the correct option? 296 divided by 3. That is 98.7. You just have to divide using long division method we just did with the last lesson. Then you have to see how do we round off the numbers, right? Can you complete the lesson by yourself later today? So we were working on grade 5 math. The chapter we're working on is decimal division, divide decimals, and the lessons we have covered today are Divide by powers of 10, decimal division patterns over increasing place values, division with decimal quotients word problems. You can do word problems on your own, right? Then divide 10, division with decimal quotients and rounding. So please make sure you have to complete all the practice questions for all these lessons later today. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can contact any tutor on the Skype. They are available from Monday to Friday, 5 to 9, right? Or either you can join me in the interactive session that would be daily from 4 to 5 and from 9 to 10, right? So if you still have any question, you can ask. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Any questions? Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session. Bye, everyone.